What's going on YouTube? Michael Harris here, coming at you today with another video on the fastest way on how to increase your profit margins by adding negative keywords to your Google Shopping campaigns.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online.
Alright guys, so it's no secret with Google Shopping you have to add negative keywords in order to keep your ads profitable. Hands down, this is the easiest way to increase the profit margin on any Google Shopping campaign. After that comes upsells and stuff, which we'll talk about later on in the video, but when you're just starting a campaign, it's super important to add in negative keywords. Otherwise, you're wasting your budget on stuff that people aren't actually looking for. So I want to show you step-by-step the strategies that I use on adding negative keywords, when to add them, and a few pointers on like what to look for and how to add them to your account. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be giving away a done-for-you Shopify store, my Google advertising strategy, as well as a few other goodies in this bundle once I hit 1,000 subscribers. And the winner is going to be randomly drawn from the subscribers on this channel. So make sure you subscribe. Let's go ahead and get jumped into it, guys. All right, guys, so this is going to be a pretty quick and straightforward tutorial on how to add negative keywords to your Google Shopping campaign. Overall, this topic can be pretty confusing. In general, it's kind of hard to understand when to add negative keywords and what to add as negative keywords. So I want to break this down for you and kind of go over the strategies I use on adding negative keywords. So first of all, I have other videos on this in one of the tutorials on like more in-depth how to do Google Shopping in general. So if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check it out on the channel. But in that video, I talk about adding negative keywords daily when you've just started out a campaign. Okay, I can't stress this enough that if your campaign is brand new, you need to be adding negative keywords every day. Otherwise, you're just going to waste time and waste money waiting for keywords to roll in. So like you can check every 24 hours and you will see, especially if you've never sold the product that you're selling before, you will see negative keywords rolling in that you had no idea even existed. And you need to add those immediately because otherwise you're going to keep wasting clicks on keywords that don't convert. So what I mean by this is kind of in this example. For this example, I'm going to go over blackhead vacuum. And as you guys know, I use products that a lot of people are already selling. So you're welcome to try this if you want. I personally wouldn't recommend it. That's why I'm going over this is like so you can look at these examples and see what the blackhead vacuum search terms are showing up for, and you can see like how people are adding negative keywords. So what I want to show you guys is what for sure you should add as a negative keyword immediately, and then what you should kind of pay attention on and see how it does, and then also what you should just always leave as like normal search terms showing correctly. So first of all, the orange boxes are going to be what you should add immediately as negative keywords if you're advertising a blackhead vacuum. So obviously if somebody searches LED makeup mirror and our search results show that our ad showed for LED makeup mirror, we obviously want to add that as a negative keyword. Also, another one would be like doctor prescribed acne medication or something like that, as well as a black eyeliner makeup kit. So the reasons why we want to add this is pretty obvious. I mean, it goes without saying we're not selling any of these things. So like showing our ad to people searching this stuff doesn't necessarily going to convert. Now, depending on what you're selling, there may be different things that actually get you sales. So like, for example, somebody who is actively looking for an LED makeup mirror, they may be interested in buying a blackhead vacuum, but it's going to be like very few and far between this search term ever converts. So what I would do is just add this as like a negative keyword immediately. And I'll get into how to add those with regards to broad match and phrase match and exact match in just a minute. But something like this, if you ever see something like this, just remove it immediately because like you're just wasting money. Same with the doctor prescribed acne medication, anything that's like you're clearly not selling, you just want to get rid of it and add it as a negative keyword because it's just not going to convert and it's going to waste clicks. Also, obviously, makeup. We're not selling makeup, we're selling a blackhead removal vacuum. So these are pretty straightforward. Essentially, the rule of thumb on stuff to remove immediately is if it's not what you're selling, then just add it as a negative keyword. If it's like totally something different, unrelated, just hands down, don't even think about it, add it as a negative keyword. The next thing are ones that you kind of want to watch or pay close attention to. So I put this orange one here because search terms like this can be taken two different ways. So this could be seen as somebody like, at first you might think that this is somebody asking or searching for like a step-by-step instructional video on how to remove blackheads. You know, like you might see that as, or interpret that as somebody looking for that. Or they could be actually just asking like, how do I get rid of blackheads? And they don't, or they're not aware of a blackhead vacuum yet. So depending on like the exact wording and what you interpret it as, this may be something that you want to remove immediately, or it may be something you want to let go for a while and see if it gets you any sales. So I'll get into like the search terms and sales and all that here towards the end of this video. But something like this, you want to just kind of pay attention to and use our general rule of thumb for removing this as a negative keyword. So next are going to be the yellow ones that you see here. These yellow boxes are terms that you definitely just want to kind of pay attention to for a while. You don't necessarily need to remove them right away, but obviously you want to pay attention to if they're actually converting after, however many clicks you run worth of traffic through these terms. So what I mean by this is if people are searching or using keyword terms with your competitor's name in them, then that can sometimes be a good thing if you have a better offer than most other people. Obviously, you want to keep going because you're like competing with those people. But if your price is more expensive, then you may want to remove that keyword. So for example, you might want to remove the word Walmart because Walmart is always cheapest. And to be honest, I just add the word Walmart as a negative keyword on every single campaign I ever do because of the fact that they're always so much cheaper. Like you can't compete with Walmart unless you buy huge amounts of inventory in bulk. You can't compete with Walmart. So it's probably a good idea just to add Walmart as a negative keyword in the beginning over here like this in the orange category. However, if it's generally being searched like competition, like maybe there's another dropshipping store you're competing with, you probably want to leave that term as showing in the search terms. So the next one that you really want to pay attention to is keywords with Amazon in them. I personally leave the keyword Amazon showing in my campaigns. I do not add Amazon as a negative keyword for a few reasons. One is because Amazon isn't always necessarily like way cheaper than your products. And also you can still get sales from keywords that contain Amazon, especially, here's another value bomb for you guys, especially if you have Amazon Pay enabled in your store. People who are searching the keywords Amazon and they see Amazon Pay in your Shopify store are much more likely to convert off of these kinds of keywords containing Amazon. So going on to keywords that you definitely obviously want to keep are things that actually directly relate to your product that you're trying to sell. So clearly stuff in the green is stuff we want to keep. How to remove blackheads, obviously, clearly that could be one that people buy from or that converts into a sale. Blackhead vacuum, that's pretty specific. People could buy from that. And blackhead removal, it's a little bit more general because there's obviously more ways than just your blackhead vacuum, but it's still something that has like buyer intent behind it. So one thing to remember, guys, it obviously depends on what you're selling. Obviously, like any different product can have any different variations of these, but you just want to get in the habit of checking these every day. And it becomes really easy once you do this every day in the beginning of a new campaign. It just becomes easier and easier to know like, okay, this probably isn't going to convert. And then this probably is going to convert and this might, so I'm going to leave it and so on. And you just get into a good routine and a good habit of adding negative keywords, knowing what to add and when to add them. And so now I want to go over with you guys the difference between broad match and phrase match and exact match. These are different ways of adding keywords, which I'll break down for you in just a second. One last thing to back up really quick. If you guys get like one word search terms, so like if, say for example, this is just showing black, just the word black, you obviously want to remove that too. One word search terms generally do not convert for me. Obviously, it's something that you want to test depending on what product you are selling. So like black or blackhead, if somebody searched blackhead and our ad is showing for that, I personally would probably remove or add this as a negative keyword to our negative keyword list. So going forward, basically what I want to do is just break down the difference between broad match, phrase match, and exact match for you guys. So these are different ways to add negative keywords to our negative keyword list. And there's three different ways. First of all is broad match. Broad match means that you have no punctuation before and after the negative keyword. And it basically means anything related to this keyword will not be shown. So I never, ever, ever do broad match. I really can't ever think of an example where you would want to do broad match because in theory, Google's smart enough to show it to at least show your campaign to at least similar keywords. So like even if you added in the word black, for example, as a broad match keyword, then none of these search terms would show up. So adding it in as black with no punctuation would basically mean that like all of this stuff, everything on here, none of this would show because everything contains black in it. Like everything has the word black, so it's going to basically prevent your ad from even showing in the first place. So I never really use, let me phrase that, I never at all ever have used broad match at all. So I wouldn't even like consider that. The next one, or the next two are what I always use, and I go back and forth between them. It just depends on like what kind of keyword and term you're adding. So you can add specific words or phrases as negative keywords. You can add the word, for example, you can add LED, just the word LED as a negative keyword, or you can add this entire sentence as a negative keyword. And the difference between phrase match and exact match is anything that you add as a phrase match, if it shows in that search term that somebody's searching, then it will not advertise your ad. So what do I mean by that? If you add the word LED in parentheses as a negative keyword, or in quotations, I mean, as a negative keyword, then this search term would not show up because it has the word LED in it. So phrase match is a lot of the times I just add one singular keyword under phrase match with the quotations, and that will then prevent it from showing for entire search terms like this. So now on to the last one, exact match. Exact match is like that exact term will not be shown for. So for example, you obviously would not want to do this in this case, but just to prove a point, if you add blackhead vacuum, I'm just going to abbreviate it. But if you spelled out the entire word blackhead vacuum and then you put it in parentheses as a exact match negative keyword, then this specific term would never show in your ad would never show for that search term. If somebody typed in exactly blackhead vacuum and that's exactly what you had entered here, then it would never show. Also, if you just left it BLVAC, anybody that searched BLVAC your ad would never show for that, if that makes sense. Obviously, not many people are going to search that, but I'm just trying to prove a point that whatever is in between the parentheses means that your ad will not show for that. So you can do entire search terms if you want, or you can do one words or one letter or whatever you want to do. It basically just means anything in between the parentheses will not show for your ad. So that being said, you can obviously use a combination of the two of these and adding negative keywords to make sure that your ads are showing for different products and not for ones that aren't going to convert. So basically what I would do in this situation is after my search terms come in and clicks start coming in and like people are searching for my blackhead vacuum, I'll look at the search history and I would probably add, I'm just going to do this like live for you guys just so you can know like exactly how I do it. I would add LED makeup mirror as a phrase match. So I'm going to go, let's change the color. going to go light blue on this one. So LED makeup mirror would be added as a phrase match. Doctor prescribed acne medication. I would do this as an exact match, and then I would add every different variation of doctor as phrase match. So like DR and then spell it out DOCTOR, and then any other like any other characteristics of doctor that you can think of, just add as a phrase match. And that would prevent anything from like doctor and all that kind of stuff showing up. I would also then I just noticed I spelled prescribed wrong. I would also then add prescribed and prescription as a phrase match, and any other variations of that as a phrase match. And after that, I would just be done. I would leave medication just in case, and acne just in case. Well, actually, obviously, acne would probably convert. And then for black eyeliner makeup kit, I would add eyeliner as a phrase match and makeup as a phrase match. And I would leave the rest of those just alone. And then, like I said earlier, come over here and change the color again. It's getting kind of messy. I would add Walmart as a phrase match negative keyword. And then I would leave the competition alone, and Amazon I would leave alone. And stuff like this, I would let it go for a while and just see how it does. And then obviously these you want to keep. So hopefully that makes sense. Obviously you're going to have a lot of keywords, and this might take you a while, especially if you're doing it every day, like I recommend in the beginning. But doing this will very quickly get you into a profitable campaign. And like you just keep adding them and keep adding them. And eventually there comes a switch where your campaigns will turn profitable as long as you're doing everything else right. And so once you've added negative keywords for the first week or so every day, maybe up to 2 weeks, depending on like how many negative keywords keep coming in after a week, you might need to keep doing this every day for 2 weeks. Then after that period, I specifically just check my negative keyword and search history once a week and add all those in. And so now at this point, your campaign, after about 2 weeks of a winning product going, I mean, obviously, hopefully sooner, but like at the latest, adding negative keywords and stuff, you should be really profitable at about 2 weeks. Personally, I think if you're experienced, you can be at about a week or even less time. But like if you really have no idea what you're doing and you're not really sure, you want to give enough clicks to go through words that you're not sure on. So anywhere from like the first day to like 2 weeks at the latest, you can be profitable. Hopefully, I mean, really seriously, hopefully you're profitable before that. But you should be able to definitely improve your profit margins by adding negative keywords, because your budget is just being wasted on keywords that are never going to convert, like we talked about in this example. So that being said, guys, what I want to do now is give you just a quick rule of thumb. All right, guys, so for this next part of the video, I want to break down like when exactly you should add some of these keywords that we're not really sure on as negative keywords. And essentially, once one of these keywords that we're not real sure on has spent the available profit margin is when you want to add it as a negative keyword. So let's go ahead and break this down. Let's say, hypothetically, like I know I already told you to add Walmart as a negative keyword, but let's say, for example, we could compete with Walmart. And let's say like Walmart has a $20 blackhead vacuum and the shipping is 4 days, okay? Let's say we can come in and we can sell it for $18 and the shipping is 2 days. Obviously, we have a better deal, but we don't know if people who search for stuff from Walmart are actually going to buy from us or not. They may be more concerned with shopping from a brand they know. So like we want to let this run for a while and see if Walmart should be a negative keyword or not. That being said, if let's say, for example, our profit margin on this product is $8, let's say the cost of that product is $10 and the available profit is $8. Sorry, I said profit margin. Let's say the available profit is $8 after we take out the cost of goods on this product. So if keywords containing Walmart have spent more than $8, then we want to just remove them because they're not going to convert. And even if they do convert, you've gone beyond break even. So let's go ahead and do another example. For this one, let's say let's use these general search terms here, like blackhead removal how-to. Let's say we have $8. Again, same idea. The available profit after the cost of goods is $8. If blackhead removal how-to has spent $8 worth of clicks and not gotten a sale, then just remove it. Again, these are just on the how-to, like generalized, like you don't really know if it's ever going to convert or not. The ones that are not obvious that should already be removed, like these, you want to use this strategy here. So if it's spent more than the available profit and it has not got a conversion, then just remove it. Now, for stuff like this, in our Walmart example, we want to remove just Walmart totally. So we would add Walmart as a phrase match. Now, for stuff like this, different variations of these types of search terms might convert. So like somebody is saying how to remove a blackhead is obviously like pretty similar to that term, but it might actually get you a sale. So you don't want to remove all of search terms that are like close or similar related to this in a situation like this where they're kind of vague search terms. You would just want to add this as an exact match keyword in your Google ad account. And again, that's once it's spent the available profit in clicks and it has not gotten a sale, you want to add it as a negative keyword. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Obviously, this can get pretty confusing. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Just comment below in the video if there's anything you need clarification on, and I'll do my best on answering those for you. But I think I went pretty well in depth. Honestly, this should be in a course and you should be paying a lot of money for it. So I really hope you guys subscribe to my channel because I plan on giving you a lot more value like this. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one. Alrighty guys, so that was a step-by-step tutorial on how to add negative keywords to your Google Shopping campaign. I hope this video made sense. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you take action on getting started with Google Shopping and getting those negative keywords added to get your profits up and your sales rolling in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Next week is going to be awesome. I'm going to give you guys even more valuable content. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Have a good one.